Okay, so let's have a look at the canvas equivalent of the Scratch project that had those 4 ways of doing the dots. We'll look at the first 2, which are the ones that were drawn, and then we'll go and have a look at the actual images themselves and how we can do it using images. So this is how it looks. They all look pretty much for muchness. So this is what the white one looks like, and this is the script that gets it there. Now, one of the things that's changed up the top here is that instead of that all those background statements, we've still got that stuff with the different browsers we need to have, but we're using an image this time across all of them. You can leave it the other way if you wish, but anyway, this is just to show you how it works. So we've got a background image, and that's it there. It's a 300 by 300, which in effect was just a screen dump and then an edit of the gradient backdrop in the Scratch project, so that they pretty much stayed the same look about them, and put them into the subdirectory images and write it like this, and it works. Now down here, same story, 600 by 600. We've truncated, if you like, for want of a better word, the 2 statements into one here that you've got to have to start things off, declaring the canvas. I think one day it'll be 3D, not sure about all that, but anyway, then we do some translating into the middle, and we have a variable called dot size, which we're going to change. If you remember, those sprites change size, so we're doing the same thing here. We're just calling it dot size, declaring our radius is halfway and making it a little bit smaller so that it's inside the canvas. And then we've got our 2 loops. The inner loop is the one that draws the circle of dots, and that's how it's done. So it uses some translate and rotate, which is very similar to point in direction and move type stuff. So that's how it works. In here is the arc declaration that actually draws the circle, so that's what you need, 0 to 2 times the math pi, false or true. And there's the dot size, so that says how big it's going to be, the little dot that you draw. Okay, so it does that 36 times. Then the radius is taken down a little bit, and then the size of the dot is taken down a little bit. Now, for a starter, the dot goes down by that much. When you get closer to the middle, it goes down a little bit more, and that's just the preference there, so that it looks okay once you draw it. So that's the script, and that's the result there. Okay, now to get the other one, which was the coloured one, everything once again exactly the same. Nothing's changed except for this crude little bit of colour stuff here. I didn't use RGBAs. I could if I wanted to, but I didn't. So you can say the first one, when J is 1, white, yellow, brown, red, green. Everything else stays exactly the same, and if you run that, you get that. So same position, everything's the same, except you get the colour happening instead.